Hello, I'm doing this as an audio test for my camera. It's a very quality camera. Um, just trying everything out. Introduction, proud first class Robert Wood, United States Army National Guard for the state of now Florida, with the 111th Aviation Regiment. I will be doing a little story, basic training story, and it's one of my favorite basic training stories that I can actually remember because it was significant to me, because I'll forever remember my own stupidity, and that's going to be a common factor with many stories that I tell, is that I'm an idiot and I do very, very stupid stuff that I think is smart at the time, but in the end is pretty goddamn stupid. So this story is from the Forge, your last field training exercise, your last FTX and basic training, where you're supposed to show all the skills and knowledge you have acquired from day 1 to week 9, or it's like week 8.5, 9 o'clock. And so this takes place on the first day, technically. The Monday, because you start your ruck march at 01 Monday morning. Well, at least my company did, and we do our ruck march. It's like 10.5, 11 miles, so what? And we finish, and we sit down and set up our patrol base. And we set up our patrol base. Our drill sergeants have us form up in an opening away from our patrol base, and they have us divide up into our platoons, sit down, and eat breakfast. And that was a little kind of questionable, because we were being told the whole time up until this point that when we go out on the forge, we're not going to have any time to eat, we're not going to have any time to sleep. So we immediately thought something's kind of up, something's going to go down, and somebody's going to get fucked up. However, that didn't happen. We were just sitting down, eating our MREs, kind of joking and moaning and groaning and a little bit of bitching about the ruck march, and we were just having a pretty good time eating our meal. And about 15-20 minutes into eating, we were taking our sweet time. Up walks another company, and this company was just finishing their ruck march, and their drill sergeants from their company came over to our drill sergeants. I can only assume the discussion went along the lines of, hey, this is our bivouac site, our patrol base. And then the other company saying, no, it's actually not, this is ours. Our drill sergeants following up with, who said so? And I'm assuming that the other drill sergeants ended the conversation with the battalion commander. So we finish eating, and our drill sergeants come over, they form us up, and they're like, okay, go grab your gear, we're moving to another bivouac site. And so luckily our new bivouac site was about 500-600 meters away from our old bivouac site. So we just walk over, we pick up our rucks, and we march over about 500 meters, and we set up our new patrol base. Context: when we were setting up our patrol base, it was very similar to where we set up our last one. There were trees all around us. It was very shaded and dark, and we thought we were set up pretty good for the weather. However, the trees that we originally set up on, our first patrol base, were set up under, had leaves. Our next patrol base did not have trees with leaves, or just barely any on the trees. So when we were setting up our fighting positions, we thought we had shade, but that was just because the lack of sunlight, because the sun hadn't risen high enough yet. So we set up our new patrol base, and me and my battle buddy, best human I ever know, I'm going to refer to him as Pops, because I don't know if he wants me saying his name on the internet. Pops and me, we make our little fighting position. We set up, and we start pulling security, waiting for further instructions from either the company XL, the drill sergeants, or our assistant, or student patrol leaders or platoon leaders. The idiot basic trainees they put in charge of the platoon, which everybody did at one point, and was absolute trash. But that's besides the point. I was absolute trash because I'm just an asshole, but you'll understand that. This is where it gets interesting, because first off, we got to eat our breakfast. Nothing happened besides after we finished eating being told we had to move only 500 meters. 500 meters was way better than another mile and a half. So we were pretty happy. And now that we had just set up our patrol base, the drill sergeants inform our patrol leaders, platoon leaders, that we've got time to sleep and rest. Which to me is like a big flag, hey, something's gonna happen, be ready. And so me and Pops, we kind of look at each other, and then we lay down and get in a proper position to go to sleep. Because hell, if you're given the opportunity to sleep, you sleep. However, we were smart. We cradled our rifles when we slept. For me, I tried to be cunning, smart. So I tied my strap, my sling of the rifle to my wrist, and then I grabbed my gas mask, and I took my gas mask out, and I put the inside facing up into the sky, so that if they threw a smoke grenade to simulate a gas attack, or if they threw an actual tear gas canister or something at us, I would just roll over from sleeping, put my face in the mask, pull it over, clear. So I thought I was being cunning. I thought I was being smart. I had my rifle tied to me, so if they grab the barrel and try and drag it away, they'll wake me up from grabbing my arm. Or if we were simulated with a chemical attack, I had my gas mask ready, and I would just roll over, good to go. Yes, that sounds very intelligent. Yes, that was very cunning and probably a smart thing to do. However, it went better in my head than it did in practicality and reality. We got to sleep for about maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. In that time, this is just more context, the sun had risen and was now beating down on top of us. And this is Fort Jackson, South Carolina in the middle of July. And so it's pretty toasty. It's getting somewhere. It's heating up. And a little bit more context is that your gas mask is black. Black absorbs heat. So remember that when we go into this next part, where I was sleeping like a baby. I was enjoying my time. It was starting to get hot. It was starting to get really hot. And it got so hot because where we had set up our initial position was in direct sunlight, that Pops moved his stuff and kind of rolled to the right of me. And I kind of was there. And then the guys who were to the left of us kind of moved their stuff and moved to the left, leaving kind of a gap in our patrol base because nobody wanted to lay down and sleep in the sun but me, because I was too lazy to move. And the drill sergeants probably noticed that. Because about 5-10 minutes, not 5-10 minutes, like 20-30 minutes after everybody moves out of the sunlight, the drill sergeants walk forward, and I kind of heard the rustling of the leaves, and then I heard the little as a drill sergeant, I don't know if it was my drill sergeant or another platoon's drill sergeant, but I knew a drill sergeant had thrown a yellow smoke grenade that landed right behind my foot. And I just remember clearly the sound of it starting to just shoot out yellow smoke. And immediately I'm like, okay, I planned for this. I know what I'm doing. And so I roll over, put my face into my gas mask and go to pull my gas mask over. The hand that I was using to pull the gas mask over just so happened to have the sling of my rifle tied to it. So when I did this motion, I basically thrusted the buttstock of my rifle into my face. And after I unslinged my rifle from my wrist so I could put the gas mask on, I'm pressing down a gas mask that has just been cooking in the sun for about an hour and a half. And so all of my face starts to burn from this hot black plastic. And as I'm doing that, I'm kind of pulling it off my chin so that I can try and relieve the pain. And as I'm doing that, my gas mask is filling with yellow smoke because I'm standing right on top of the yellow smoke grenade like an idiot. And so everybody around me and the drill sergeants is just hearing muffled screaming and is watching a private flail around in a yellow smoke grenade trying to put his mask on that is burning his face, and he's choking on the smoke because he's not moving himself from the smoke grenade. And so after about a minute, 2 minutes of me fighting my gas mask and trying to catch a breath from the smoke and from the pain and laying down and trying to get back into my fighting position, I hear the words index, meaning the simulated attack is over. And so I immediately just throw off my gas mask and just start coughing and cursing because of that horrid experience that could have gone so well had I not tried to be so cunning. I should have just been like every other private and just went to sleep. And just when shit happened, react when it happens, don't try and prepare for when it does happen. Or you'll have what happened to me and a complete and utter foobar situation, a complete and utter snafu of what should have been a simple reaction. Fun times. That's my story, and hopefully this audio check went well. And maybe I'll post this, maybe I'll just disregard it because of my stuttering and my going off track. Thank you.